running to use technology, but forgetting that a number of people in Nigeria do not know how to use the services. So how do the government wish to help companies like myself and other companies ensure that the public is carried along?
Honorable Mr. I have just a question for you. The question is, what is the government doing in respect of trying to have a single data protection registration in Nigeria?
Right, people are training people on how to use ICT. And remember that one of the good things about Nigeria is that there are lots of Nigerians who want to help. So the key is to make yourself available, to find out the channels, and to engage. And I'm sure that by coming to this conference, you are well on your way. For the gentleman over here dealing with data protection registration, I like what you said, how can you have a single, because your point implies that, a lot of things in the world is going on, silos and so on. And that's a good point, that we need to work better in an integrated way. But I also need to say that I don't have anything against the idea of innovation, right? People trying to do different things until you figure out which one becomes a national standard. The question which the SEC is out here is what can we do collectively? But I know that the very sort of eminent and prominent ICT companies here can give us maybe out of what will come out of the retreat today or the seminar today or the conference today, some ideas that can help us put it all together. But ultimately, that choice for it to be made, there has to be a national standard.
My question is this: one, what are we doing to sensitize our young computer undergraduate students about some basic, simple, not very complex technology that Nigeria as a nation we're spending a lot on to acquire it? Then the second one, what is Nigeria doing concerning crowdfunding? So that I think that might be a consistent to such countries.
What is the government doing to make sure that strategies, that come out, for instance, on the FPC, are implemented swiftly and quickly across all the ministries? Thank you.
My question is there a way we can have a standard framework or like a standard fund framework that folks can generate funds from new funds from you and I on the street, generate enough funds without no pressure of going to the bank to get a loan or getting some scholarship from all companies in Nigeria.
The question is about the 500 billion fund that the government just introduced for export-driven industries. Just to know a bit more about how that's going to work to help diversify the economy beyond oil. Thank you.
Young people, the solutions and services that are available out there, frequently not very costly, and to make sure that they're using them. And then he had a second question around funding as well, and he also talked about crowdfunding. My sense about the nature of ICT and sensitizing people is that actually the solution lies in the problem that is sustainable. I mean, ICT and the democratization and just the way it is actually part of the good for this country. I mean, the young people are hungry for information. In some extent, they even argue that it's addictive. So if that information gets out, whether it's from you, once you publish it, it starts to travel. So I think my sense is that as we develop these solutions and we create the infrastructure, the information will get out. And we have to be careful from the point of view of government not to overstretch our rules. Government has some legislation to do for orientation and all that, but I believe that's why in an area like ICT, a lot of our ways will be carried by the private sector and civil society and the young people. They just need an enabling environment, an environment that is not stifling. Now, on the question of funding and access to funding, which somebody has also asked, what I would say is that we are still at a very early stage in that process as a country, but it's coming because there are several factors that encourage that funding. Let me relate this question to the question that was asked about startup funds to generate funds for innovation and for how people like us can invest. What tends to happen is that as innovation takes place, people start to talk to people that are closest to them. And for you to succeed, remember that the whole thing is based on information asymmetry. The other person doesn't know. So it's almost like a deal of lottery. Most of them don't succeed. It's like venture capital. Most of those crowdfunding, only 1 out of 10 will be out of more than 10 will raise money. Because how easy go easy, right? To put out the thing. That's why they are trying to sanitize our way of funding. You find that these days they are taking on advisors, they are trying to create credibility, the same way they do funding in the manual sense, so that the credibility can be built on. But not getting into the question of bureaucracy and ease of doing business, which was a question that was asked around what my ministry interface with the education or healthcare or women affairs or any other ministry. One of the benefits of this thing, this enabling environment I've talked about, is that it's a presidential initiative. I didn't go into detail in the interest of time. But let me explain how it's going to work. How it's going to work, that the president has actually set up a presidential council, something called the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, right, which will be headed by the Vice President, which will be chaired by the Vice President, and I'll be supporting the Vice President. And it has, I think 10 other ministries. Identified a senior private sector industry captain that's going to actually run for us. It's going to be a public-private partnership initiative in terms of just how we bring capacity to the world. I'll talk about the startup fund to generate for innovation, and I think it's going to look like we can't put in this that will do it. When a success story starts out, nothing feels private investment and private capital like profit. 500 billion naira sort of intervention fund, and I think that's CDM what we're talking about. So what the central bank is trying to do, working with other development banks and various ministries, is to make targeted interventions at attractive or lower interest rates, to jumpstart some of the key areas of the economy like agriculture, and some of the export-led businesses, because we want to encourage export. This particular one, I think, is targeting export-led businesses because it's a critical part of the answering the question of supply. So this is an attempt to say, let's be proactive in providing funding to those that have legitimate businesses that will benefit from such lower cost of funding and then boost exports for the country over time.